Hey there folks, so it's Yaken here, back with another review video on Train Grounds YouTube channel and maybe even on other social media pages as well. So, alright, today's review video we are going to focus on this Redmi Note 11 Pro 4G. So, in short, I kind of like this phone, but I'm kind of feeling very weird why a 4G variant is still available in 2022 market. Yeah, just don't understand it. Anyway, let's find out more about this device. So come on, let's go and check out more about this phone right now. Alright, so let's start things with the design on this Redmi Note 11 Pro 4G. So the review unit here I have is the graphite gray color. Yes, at the back here, the back cover is actually kind of matte frosted feel to it, and it really reduces a lot of the fingerprint smudges. And then the camera bump design, yeah, it looks really awkward. And yeah, it has the wording 108 MP AI camera. Okay, so here is the main camera sensor along with the other remaining cameras and the flash as well. It takes time to like the camera bump design, but for me, I'm just feeling like very neutral. Don't hate it yet, I don't like it. Yeah, and overall the phone design here, yeah, is now much more squarish, to be honest. If you're someone who prefer like the rounded edges, yeah, this might not suit you. But if you are someone that is very neutral towards square shape or the rounded edges, yeah, then I think this phone will serve you quite well. So going to the remaining of the design of the phone, okay, on the top here you get the 3.5mm headphone jack, speaker grill as well, IR blaster, the mic for the camera, and then on the right side you get the volume rocker, power button. On the left side you get nothing much, to be honest. And then at the bottom, the SIM card tray slot here, along with the USB Type-C charging port, mic for your camera, camera grill here. So overall, this phone weighs at 202 grams, and the thickness of it is just 8.12 millimeter. Yeah, overall, just okay for a mid-range smartphone. So now let's go over to the performance department on this Redmi Note 11 Pro 4G. So this device is powered by the Helio G96 MediaTek chipset, which is actually quite a little bit dated. Okay, and is paired with 8 GB of RAM here. And you also notice that there is a RAM extension feature as well on this device. So this device also has 128 GB of internal storage. So overall, I would say the performance here for everyday usage, the Helio G96 is pretty much okay, even though it's a little bit dated chipset. The 8 GB RAM here is really plentiful enough. It's really smooth for everyday operation, and with the RAM extension feature on this device, I think you can expect like this device to last at the very least 2 to 3 years for you to do your everyday tasks, take your photos, or perhaps some gamings on this device. So yeah, really not bad. And let's check out the gaming performance on this device. So I would think I need to set it to low for now. Okay, 30 frames per second, motion blur off, bloom I'll just turn it off as well. So this device, it doesn't have any 60 frames per second option for this gameplay, but nonetheless I think it's quite good because you still can play in high quality mode as well. Yeah, that's good. Alright folks, so now let's head over to the display and audio department on the Redmi Note 11 Pro 4G. Starting off with the display, okay, it's actually rocking a 6.67-inch AMOLED display, which is really looking amazing, and the viewing experience here is really immersive. Okay, and it has 120 Hz refresh rate here, so you can go to the setting and do the adjustment whether you want 120 Hz or 60 Hz on this device. And viewing pleasure, everything, the brightness, everything is really positive here. You won't find any much fault on the display here as well. But my only main thing I want to complain most likely is because of the punch hole selfie camera here. Alright, because the camera has a silver ring to it, and it's really kind of obstructing the immersiveness viewing experience. So if they have like a decked out totally black selfie camera, yeah, I would say the viewing experience here is even much better. So moving on to the audio experience, okay, it has dual speakers offering a stereo speaker setup. So you have here on the top here, you can see, and then at the bottom here. Okay, so my only main concern is why is one speaker is on the a little bit bottom on here, which is stuck a little bit in the middle bottom, and then the bottom speaker grill is a little bit on the top. So very awkward design, but the audio experience on these speakers here are really quite good and pretty loud as well. And if you really need to have a even better audio experience, you can use the 3.5mm headphone jack here. Okay, so here are some sample clips of this device display and audio experience.
Tensions at an all-time high, and this matchup made official, and LA Knight start things off with Eichner. Look, LA Knight is a proud superstar. Yeah, absolutely, and so's Coca. They're at a disadvantage on Saturday.
Okay, so now we are going over to the longest part of reviewing a smartphone, the camera department. So let's talk a little bit about the specification on the cameras here. So this device has a quad camera setup on the rear, so featuring a 108 megapixel main camera here, a 8 megapixel ultra wide, a 2 megapixel depth camera, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. And over on the front, the selfie camera is a 16 megapixel camera. Alright, so that's the specification of it. And let's start off with the photography first. Okay, I do notice that the photography on the rear cameras, yeah, it tends to overexpose a lot of the shots. So if you are shooting a lot in like bright daylight condition, you might need to adjust the exposure a little bit down when you are taking the photos. And also I do notice that the cameras also always capture oversaturated photos. Yes, the colors are too pop at times, a little bit too much for my liking, to be honest. But if you're someone who love oversaturated photos, yeah, you will definitely enjoy the photo experience here. As for the 2 megapixel macro camera, yeah, the photo quality is really bad here. For the selfie camera, yes, the photos turn out actually quite well, and because it has a HDR here, yeah, you can capture really tough condition shots with the selfie camera here. So there is also night mode on this device as well, which works on the main camera ultra wide, but not the selfie camera. Yeah, unfortunately. So if you want to take selfie in low light condition, yeah, you better make sure to turn on the flash. For the video department on the cameras, yeah, kind of disappointed a little bit. First, you can't capture any 4K videos on this device, and secondly, they are only locked at 30 frames per second. Yeah, so all the cameras, they can capture up to 1080p 30 frames per second. The macro camera can only capture up to 720p video format. Yes, video quality here is really, I would say it's just barely okay. Yeah, and the audio capturing as well, yeah, it's really lacking as well. So here are some sample footages as well, so go and check it out. Alright folks, so this is recording via the Redmi Note 11 Pro selfie camera, and shot in 1080p 30 frames per second. uh, what do you think of the video and audio quality here? So overall, the camera department here, I would say the photos and videos are just doing just an okay job here. Now to the battery department on this Redmi Note 11 Pro 4G, is rocking a 5000 milliamp battery in here, which I think is actually sufficient enough to last you throughout the day. Uh, but also depends on your usage as well. If you're someone that is really heavy in gaming, recording a lot of videos, taking a lot of photos, yeah, I would say you might need to slightly charge this device a little bit early. But for everyday normal usage, I think it's really good enough to last you at least a day. And if you really need to juice back up the battery, it supports 67-watt charging as well. And out of the box, they included the 67-watt charger adapter as well. So you can go and get really extremely fast charging speed with this device. Last but not least, we have to talk a little bit on the software department on this device. Okay, so out of the box, you will be running the Android 11 here, which also supports MIUI 13 right now. Yes, if you update it, it supports the latest MIUI 13, and right now is using the 13.0.4.0 version here. Alright guys, so let's wrap things up with the final verdict. So the Redmi Note 11 Pro 4G model here is already start selling in Malaysia. It's already available as well. And this review unit, the 8GB of RAM, 128GB of internal storage, is going for 1099 ringgit Malaysia. If you have a slightly less budget, you can go for the 6GB of RAM variant, which goes for just 999 ringgit Malaysia. However, I do highly recommend you to top up a couple more hundreds of ringgit to get the 5G variant, because the 5G variant for the 8GB of RAM, 128GB of internal storage, that just goes for 1299 ringgit Malaysia, and that is much more future proof device. You have to remember, you're paying the money here is just only a 4G device. So if you need a future proof device that can use quite a long time, yeah, just go ahead and get the 5G here. And also the amount you're paying, you're getting a little bit dated chipset. Yeah, I believe that there's too many variants being produced by Xiaomi lately, and I think they should really reduce the output of the models. And should I be recommending this device? Put it in your shopping list or don't recommend at all. I would only say shortlist it if you just want to get a spare phone, or perhaps buying a device for your kids or parents as well. Yeah, I think this device will serve them even much better. But if you're someone maybe in the working adult life, I think it's better you top up a little bit more for the 5G variant. Yeah, that's a little bit more future proof, and I think you are going to enjoy the 5G services when it's widely available in Malaysia. Okay, so that's my final wording on this Redmi Note 11 Pro 4G version. Okay, hopefully you guys love the content, and special shout out thanks to Xiaomi Malaysia for sending this review unit for review purposes. However, this is not a paid content, therefore there is no editorial input, no final approval is needed by Xiaomi. Xiaomi and the audience is watching this video at the same time. Alright guys, so that's all. If you're still new to the YouTube channel, please go and subscribe, follow us on social media, like the video, share it out if you think the video is pretty good, and if you want me to improve on other categories on the reviews, do drop them in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one.